All right. Anne Frank, the Diary of a Young Girl. This is our second reading. Saturday 20th, June 1942. Dear Kitty, I'll start straight away. It is so peaceful at the moment. Mummy and Daddy are out and Margot has gone to play ping pong with some friends. I've been playing ping pong a lot myself lately. We, ping pong players, are very partial to ice cream, especially in summer when it gets warm at the game. So we usually finish up with a visit to the nearest ice cream shop, Delphi or Oasis, where the Jews are allowed. We've given up scrounging for extra pocket money. Oasis is usually full, and among our large circle of friends, we always manage to find some kind-hearted gentleman or boyfriend who presents us with more ice cream than we could devour in a week. I expect you will be rather surprised at the fact that I should talk of boyfriends at my age. Alas, one simply can't seem to avoid it at our school. As soon as a boy asks if he may bicycle home with me, and we get into conversation 9 out of 10 times, I can be sure he will fall head over heels in love immediately and simply won't allow me out of his sight. Oh my. After a while, it cools down, of course, especially as I take little notice of the ardent looks and pedal blithely on. If it gets so far that they begin about asking father, I swerve slightly on my bike, my satchel falls, and the young man is bound to get off and hand it to me, by which time I've introduced a new topic of conversation. These are the most innocent types. You get some who blow kisses or try to hold your arm, but then they are definitely knocking at the wrong door. I get off my bicycle and refuse to go further in the company, or I pretend to be insulted and tell them in no uncertain terms to clear off. There, the foundations of our friendship is laid. Till tomorrow. Sunday, 21st of June, 1942. Dear Kitty, our whole Class B is trembling. The reason is that the teachers' meeting is to be held soon. There is much speculation as to who will move up and who will stay put. Miep de Jong and I are highly amused at Wim and Jacques, the 2 boys behind us. They won't have a florin left for the holidays. It will be gone on betting. You'll move up, shan't, shall, from morning till night. Even might pleads for silence and the angry outbursts don't calm them. According to me, a quarter of the class should stay where they are. There's some absolute cuckoos. But teachers are the greatest freaks on earth. So perhaps they will be freakish in the right way for once. I'm not afraid about my girlfriends and myself. We'll squeeze through somehow. Though I'm not too certain about my math. Still, we can but wait patiently. Till then, we cheer each other along. I get along quite well with my teachers, 9 in all, 7 masters and 2 mistresses. Mr. Keptor, the old math master, was very annoyed with me for a long time because I chatter so much. So I had to write a composition with a chatterbox as a subject. A chatterbox? Whatever could one write? However, deciding I would puzzle that out later, I wrote in my notebook and tried to keep quiet. That evening, when I finished my other homework, my eyes fell on the title of my notebook. I pondered while chewing the end of my fountain pen. That anyone can scribble some nonsense in large letters with the word well spaced, but the difficulty was to prove beyond doubt the necessity of talking. I thought, and then, suddenly, having an idea, filled my 3 allotted sides and felt completely satisfied. My arguments were that talking is a feminine characteristic and that I would do my best to keep it under control, but I should never be cured, for my mother talks as much as I, probably more, and one do about inherited qualities? Mr. Kepter had to laugh at my argument, but when I continued to hold forth in the next lesson, another composition followed. This time it was Incurable Chatterbox. I handed this in, and Kepter made no complaints for 2 whole lessons, but the 3rd lesson it was too much for him again. Anne, as punishment for talking, you will do a composition entitled Quack, 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 says Mr. Nadenbeek. Sorry. Shouts of laughter from the class. I had to laugh too. Although I felt that my inventiveness of the subject was exhausted, I had to think of something else, something entirely original. I was in luck. My friend San writes good poetry and offered to help me by doing the whole composition in verse. I jumped for joy. Kepter wanted to make a fool of me with this absurd theme. I would get my own back and make him the laughing stock of the whole class. The poem was finished and was perfect. It was about Mother Duck and Father Swan, who had 3 baby ducklings. The baby ducklings were bitten to death by Father because they chattered too much. Luckily, Kepter saw the joke, and he read the poem out loud to the class, with comments and also to various other classes. Since then, I'm allowed to talk. Never get extra work. In fact, Kepter always jokes about it. Yours, Anne. Wednesday, June 24th, 1942. Dear Kitty, it's boiling hot. Oh, we are positively melting. And in this heat, I have to walk everywhere. Now, I can fully appreciate how nice a tram is, but that is forbidden luxury for Jews. Shanksmere good enough for us. I had to visit the dentist in the Jan Lukenstraat in the lunch hour yesterday. It is a long way from our school, and these words are killing me. Sorry, guys. In the Stansbrutren. I nearly fell asleep in school that afternoon. Luckily, the dentist assistant was very kind and gave me a drink. She's a good sort. We are allowed on the ferry, and that's about all. There's a little boat from the Joseph Israel Skade. The man there took us at once when we asked him. It's not the Dutch people's fault that we're having such a miserable time. I do wish I didn't have to go to school, as my bicycle was stolen in the Easter holidays, and Daddy has given mummies to a Christian family for safekeeping. But thank goodness the holidays are nearly here. One more week and the agony is over. Something amusing happened yesterday. I was passing the bicycle sheds when someone called out to me. I looked around and there was a nice-looking boy I met on the previous evening at my girlfriend Ava's house. He came shyly towards me and introduced himself as Harry Goldberg. I was rather surprised and wondered what he wanted, but I didn't have to wait long. He asked if I would allow him to accompany me to school. As you're going my way, in any case, I will, I replied. And so we went together. Harry is 16, and can tell all kinds of amusing stories. He was waiting for me again this morning, and I expect he will wait from now on. Yours, Anne.